What up, what up, what up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what it is, the cat in the hat. Well, I got a cap on today. Your good fellow fly guy, your chief architect, Michelangelo, stararchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. YouTube family, first and foremost, I got to apologize because I've been off the grid. Honestly, not gonna lie to you, had some internal personal things that were going on. That is absolutely no excuse for me not being on here. But we are back, new year. Knew I'm late, but you were gonna start seeing these videos being pumped out. And one of the things I said I'm gonna start doing is doing more live conversations. When we're doing these pre-recorded videos for YouTube, a lot of times what will happen is I'll find myself stopping and re-recording something like 10 times. And I actually love this live interaction because it allows for me to just shoot off the cuff and have a very real conversation with you. So if I mess up, I just kind of mess up. So I got to let it be what it is, and that's cool. And with that being said, instead of me doing YouTube videos every day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing live videos every day. I'm still trying to get my timing down so I can be on time and know exactly where I'm going to be time-wise so that I can make sure that I'm committed to being here on time, on schedule. It'll probably move towards the evening just because I think that that would be more beneficial and conducive for me. But I do want to try to do something in the morning. As a matter of fact, we don't try. We do or we don't. So I'm going to do something in the morning. It just may have to be earlier once things start to get rolling. With that being said, now I got all that business out of the way. Wanted to have a conversation with you guys about how you can take small steps to a signature style. And this is in relation to my new book, Style Speaks 10 Keys to Sex, Substance, and a Signature Style. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out on Amazon.com. You type in Style Speaks 10 Keys to Sex, Substance, and a Signature Style. The ebook will pop up immediately, and it will be something that I think will be extremely beneficial for you. Also, got a great offering to you at the end of this video, so please make sure that you stick around to the end. So with that being said, what are some ways that you can take small steps to creating your signature style this year in 2018? And I want to talk in three components. I want to talk to the guy who says he has absolutely no money. I want to talk to the guy who says he has a little bit of money, and a guy who has a little bit more of a wider range that he can invest into his wardrobe. The first thing that we're going to talk about, of course, is the mentality of that guy who says he has no money. Just because you have no money doesn't mean that you are broke, right? You're not broken. You're just trying to be more resourceful. You just have to be more aware of what you're doing. So if you had absolutely no money, right, then I better not see you in the club. I better not see you turned up. I better not see you at the movies if you say that you're serious about your personal style. Because where your money goes, the good book says that's where your talent and your treasure go, where you value your value propositions go. So where you spend your money is obviously what you value. So with that being said, let's say you're not doing that and you have absolutely no money. Totally get that. Then what you should be focused on is making sure that you are always showing up clean and pristine. So if that's the case, the first thing that you need to be making sure is that your clothing is clean and well taken care of. This shirt that I've had right here, the shirt that I got on, is actually about 10 years old. You can see here, I got some fraying on the cuff, right? And this will actually come undone. You see that, right? But a lot of wealthy people actually love these frayed cuffs because it speaks to the longevity, the quality of the piece that they've had. And the same thing can be true for you. It may not be the newest piece. That's cool, right? But if you know how to take care of your items, then they're going to have staying power. And one of those things that you can do is stop taking your shirts, especially, but your suits as well, to the dry cleaners frequently. Now, a lot of guys, what they end up doing is they get their suit and they say, man, I got to take my suit to the dry cleaners. And they've already taken it to the dry cleaners 2 or 3 times that year. No, bro, don't do that. Take your suit to the dry cleaners only once, maybe twice a year. Outside of that, you should be steaming your own suit. Or you should be spot cleaning or sponging it. If you don't have the time to do that, which would be kind of an oxymoron, if you don't have any money, you usually got a lot of time, or more time than money, then you can take that time to make sure that you're sponging it and you're pressing it and steaming it yourself. And so in those different types of spaces, even if you're taking it to the dry cleaners to have it sponged or to have it spot cleaned, that's much cheaper than you having the full suit dry cleaned. And this will actually save the suit. So for a lot of you guys who may get fused pieces, what happens is when you go to the dry cleaners and they clean it, when they finish pressing it, oftentimes they're going to do a hard press on that, and that fusing is going to end up stuck together, and it's going to mess up the dynamic of your jacket when you're wearing it. It's no longer going to lay flat or begin to conform to your body. It's going to end up looking fused and off-putting on your body anyway. And a lot of you guys may know that, but some of you guys may not. So it's far better for you to have something spot cleaned where they just putting a proper stain solvent on there to make sure that the stain comes out, or you can learn how to take out your own stains. You can learn how to properly press your suit. You can learn how to steam your suit so that it has staying power. And that way you always show up looking clean and pristine. And it changes your mindset when you're in those different types of spaces. It makes you value the pieces that you have. And so you'll start stepping out and you'll start being more thankful for that piece, because again, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to start getting compliments. You haven't made any changes. You haven't made any changes yet, right? But because you have that different mindset, your value proposition is different, people are going to start appreciating it. The second thing that you can start doing is making sure that things are pristine. So we talked about properly cleaning your piece. Now we can talk about making sure that you are taking care of it properly. As you can see, again, when I was talking about these frayed edges, I've been paying attention on how I need to make sure that these edges are well maintained so that they're not causing any other damage to the shirt. It's just showing wear to the shirt. And so because of that, I had to make sure that I was cutting the frayed edges if the string was getting too long, so that I didn't hook on anything and cause any further damage to the shirt. I had to make sure that I was washing it properly and making sure that it was being taken care of. But also I had to make sure that I was pressing it properly. And so one of the things that I always tell a lot of guys is that when you step out, before you step out, you get this time to be meditative. And whether I'm talking to people about dating and studying other dating coaches, whether I'm talking to people who are training me on just on how to be more focused and intentional with my day, all these people talk about meditation. And so I actually do have a meditative practice. But I've noticed as well, when I'm pressing my own shirts, when I'm getting into that groove, what often ends up happening is it allows me to take the rest of the day and put it in the back of my mind. It allows me to focus my time and my attention on the details of that shirt. And it's actually a very calming and soothing type of energy, because for me personally, I love the quietness and just hearing that steam go over the shirt. I love hearing that press and then pulling back and seeing that crease being perfectly formed, or those wrinkles being ironed out, almost as if it's ironing out my insecurities, or it's ironing out any feelings that may be aggravating, right, or irritating. All those things are ironed out. And so it creates a different dynamic when I'm moving throughout the day. So even in those different types of spaces, and I'm only talking about one thing, right? I'm just talking about pressing my shirt. What about pressing my pants and making sure that I'm spot cleaning my suit? When I'm steaming those different types of things, it's steaming out stress, right? It's steaming out the naysayers, right? It's just steaming out all this stuff and creating a new, fresh, vibrant attitude that I can step out in. So for those guys who have absolutely no money, then what you can start doing as well, lastly, when it comes to constructing your wardrobe, is starting to pay attention to what you like. So don't be afraid to window shop. Don't be afraid to go out and say, man, I really like that piece right there. You may not be able to afford it, but you can start paying attention to the piece and to the producer, to the brand behind it, so that you can start putting that money away when you do have it, so that you can make the proper purchase. And you'll start understanding what that's going to communicate, because you'll start understanding the brand. Start studying those brands that you have an interest in, that you've taken a liking to, so that you understand how things fit, how things are going to drape, how things are going to move with you, what they express. All those different types of elements come together to create something amazing if you're willing to take the time. If you ain't got no money, you got some time to study them. So if you got a little bit of money, right? So you have $50 to $150. Now we're going to take the next step. Now you have a little bit of investment capital into your image. Now you need to make valuable purchases. So if we're studying those things, then that means you have anywhere, let's round up to 200 because I'm not good at math. So 200 times 12 is $2,400 a month. On my Facebook, I said 10,000. That was completely wrong math, but that's okay. So you have $1,200 for the month that you can put to the side for your wardrobe. Now, $1,200 doesn't seem like a lot of money, but if you focus on this one thing, when it comes to you building your wardrobe, you'll be golden. And that is focusing on your accessories. A lot of guys want to go for the big guns straight out, right? They want to go buy a new suit straight out. Instead of saying, I have $150 that I can invest towards my wardrobe each and every month. At $150, I can afford to go get a $60 or $70 tie. Every 3 months, I can get one tie, right? And I can get one pocket square. So let's say the pocket square is $50, the tie is $80, right? So you're still within your budget. That's $130. You have $20 that you can put towards the side, towards the next purchase, or you may go get some great socks and some great hosiery for $20-$30, may extend your budget just a little bit. But let's say you had $150 and you stay strict to that. So you got socks, you have your pocket square, and you have your tie. And you do that 3 months in a row. At that point, you have 9 pieces. You have 9 pieces that you can wear. So with those 9 pieces, you can mix and match all those different types of looks. So if we did three ties times 3 pocket squares times 3 pairs of socks, that's already 27 different options that you're going to have for your look. So let's say from there, you only had a basic white shirt and a basic pair of trousers, right? You don't even have a blazer or a suit. Then you've already put yourself in a position where you have almost a month's worth of looks. And if you can do that over the course of 12 months, you really only need about 8 to 9 ties. And we're going to be having a conversation about that coming up when it comes to the types of ties that you need. You're golden. At that point, you only have 9 ties and you got 9 pocket squares, 9 pairs of socks, and those are probably switched out. You probably will invest a little bit more money in your socks. Then you've already expanded your wardrobe in ways that you couldn't even have imagined. And I haven't talked about hats. I haven't talked about, maybe rings or bracelets. Watches are a little bit more expensive, so that may be a little bit more of an investment. But belts, your shoes, which are kind of considered accessories in those different types of spaces, tie clips, little other accoutrement that you can add to your attire. We haven't even talked about those things yet. So just take that into consideration. Now, if you're a guy who has anywhere between $500 to $1,000 to invest a month, or let's even take it down further to $250 to $500. Let's start there. So 500 times 12 is going to equal $6,000. At $6,000, you can get your staple wardrobe together. Now, your staple wardrobe is only going to be about 10 to about 20 pieces that you're going to religiously go back to. Those are going to be the things that if you have a big meeting, I'm wearing this suit because this is a go-to suit. If I have a date for a girl that I'm, interested in, then I'm going to wear this type of ensemble. It doesn't have to be the same ensemble, but you'll have a very strict guideline for how you're moving. And if you're in a social situation where you need to network, you're going to wear this type of ensemble. And the reason being is because most of us need structure that will keep us from making unnecessary purchases, from being impulsive, all those different types of things. Now, no matter where you are within that space, I don't care if you're the guy who has no money, a little bit of money, or more money to invest. At the end of the year, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to be 20 times better than you were before. I can guarantee you that. But you will be in a space where you can make another investment. That guy who has no money is getting a promotion. He's getting access to some money. He's going to have a way that he can build up on his revenue stream where he can move at least to the very next level where he can start making those investments into the accessory. That guy who changed up and switched up his accessories is going to start finding people that notice his expression and see his ensembles beginning to develop and evolve. And then that guy who has the money to get the staple wardrobe will find he's going to be in a special place because he's going to find, I don't need to buy anything. And so what happens the next year for that guy who's reached that pinnacle of that $6,000 investment is the next year he only may invest $500. He may only get 2 or 3 shirts or 4 shirts at $150 that he can add to his repertoire because he realizes, damn, I don't need anything. I'm making lasting impressions with my image simply by making these small investments, taking these small steps to create a signature style. So I want you to try that on. I want you to start trying on changing your mindset, changing how you're thinking about purchasing clothing so that you're creating qualitative investments instead of quantitative purchases, right? One thing is going to help you build. One thing is going to help you build over here, and it may not cost you any money, but it will cost you time and attention. The other thing over here is just simply something that you're throwing out with no focus or no intention. And this small step, this seemingly insignificant step, will create an intentional image that's sure to leave a lasting impression. So outside of that, again, once you try that on, we are back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You will have a produced video, and I'm committed to hopping on here every day. It's definitely not going to be this long for other videos, but I wanted to make sure that you guys had this starting out the new year and to help set the framework for how we're going. Like I said, it's something as simple as taking a small step that will actually get you to that space. And I'm learning that myself. So this is not something that I'm just preaching. This is something that I am learning and beginning to encompass into my own movements and my own walks. So outside of that, I want you guys to be great. Give this a thumbs up and share it with somebody if you found the information beneficial. Again, I'm sorry for my long-windedness, but I just had to make sure I got this out. And secondly, I have my book out, Style Speaks, 10 Keys to Sex, Substance, and a Signature Style. Here on YouTube, I'm allowing 10 guys to get this book for free. Only thing that they have to do is provide me with a review on Amazon. If it's bad, listen, just make sure that you're providing some constructive feedback so I can make sure that I fix it. It's an ebook, so I can still make sure that I'm making some edits. But before it's a tangible product, I want to make sure that people are receiving value from it. And if you do that, then once we do produce the book, you will get a 10% discount on the purchase of the book. And it'll actually probably go up to like 25. I just got to clear that with my manufacturer. So with that being said, if you have any questions, I'm also going to give 10 guys access to 30-minute coaching with me free of charge, where we can start putting you on the path to getting those staple pieces, to starting those small steps to get you where you want to be. And lastly, if you have any questions, you can always DM me or hit me up at info@stylearchitects.com. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Outside of that, it's Tuesday. Be great. But then again, you already are, right? Well, that's all I have. I want you to try that on, see how it fits you. And don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.